Hello and welcome to another edition of Steve Moran Select. Steve Moran from Best Bets jumps in to join us and preview Saturday's action at Caulfield. Group 1 racing returns to Victoria, and we've got two intriguing races here, Steve. The Underwood, we've got the Cups horses, if you like, and the Wait for Age Stars, and then we've got an intriguing affair in the Rupert Clark.
Yes, Sean, looking forward to another spectacular day's racing here in Melbourne, hopefully sunny Melbourne. As we speak on Thursday, the track's rated good, would you believe, which is fantastic news. Let's hope it holds that way, at least to a good to dead. And as you mentioned, a couple of very competitive races on this program, full of intrigue, so you think it's going to run pretty short in the Underwood. But otherwise, very competitive betting races on Saturday.
All right, well, let's have a look at the Underwood. You mentioned So You Think. Shocking's there as well. We've got Metal Bender down from Sydney, and Heart of Dreams won this race last year. How do you size it up?
Well, I size it up in favour of So You Think, the Cox Plate winner who returned so decisively in the Memsie to beat Who Got You. That form has been franked, of course, last week. Typhoon Tracy also came through the Memsie. I'm a little inclined to agree at the moment, though, that he's probably under the odds at around $1.80. I think he's the best bet on the program, but I probably want minimum even money. As you touched on, well, we do have the presence of the Melbourne Cup winner who won the Maccabi Diva first up, shocking. Heart of Dreams, who's only ever been beaten once third up and ran a terrific race second up in the Maccabi Diva. Metal Bender, who adds something to the race. Will he overcome that Caulfield hoodoo for first-time New South Wales trained horses? So there's plenty of depth, but there doesn't look to be plenty of pressure, and that might play into the hands of So You Think. I think from a favourable gate, Stephen Arnold can control the race, and maybe his turn of foot will give him an edge over Heart of Dreams, Shocking, and probably Metal Bender. But going to be a competitive race. It's certainly not cut in stone.
All right, the Rupert Clark is over the 1400 metre trip. We see Doubtful Jack in outstanding form. You mentioned earlier at this stage a good track. That's probably just the one variable with him at the moment, but he's in great form.
No doubt about that. I think if you had 56 and the track was rain affected, you'd say he was nearly a good thing. 58, prospect of a much, much firmer track. You look at his form card, it's a little inconclusive. Probably form students much keener to back him on rain-affected ground. Luke Nolan was adamant post-race after the Bobby Lewis that he'd be just as effective on top of the ground. The 58 does make it tough in these feature Group 1 handicaps. History tends to suggest the horses in the middle weight range have a much better strike rate, and that's the way I'm going. I'm going with the mares. Response and no evidence needed, who Quinella the Let's Elope. Response has a 2 kilo advantage this time. Both her runs this time would have been terrific without anything going her way. Perfectly drawn. I'm pretty keen on Response. I'm more than happy to back her each way in the Rupert Clark.
All right, the Naturalism's a race of great interest. I know you've got a good opinion of Fandura.
Yes, certainly, and I like the form coming out of that 1700 metre race at Flemington won by Mr Charlie. I like the form full stop, and I like the fact that very often the winner of the Naturalism emerges from that 1700 metre race at Flemington. Fandura has a huge weight advantage on Mr Charlie from that day, as does Harris Tweed. A couple of others who ran well in that race, like Exceptionally, can be competitive. But I think Fandura is drawn to get the run of the race. Weight advantage on Mr Charlie this time. And that's the way I'm going. Mudra, geez, hard to really assess him coming to this level. I think I settled on the attitude, if you've been backing Mudra, keep backing him. But if you haven't been on him so far, it's probably a little bit late to come in now. He might well measure up. You just never know, but this is his toughest test. All
right, why don't you summarise your best bets for us?
Best bets? Well, I think So You Think, but I want minimum even money. I think we'll probably get it as we get a little closer to the race. I thought the best each way bets on the program were Response in the feature, the Group 1, Rupert Clark and Fandura. Best roughie for me, race 5, number 14, Speed of Dark. Winker's first time, hard and fit, coming off that good second to Say a Hail Mary. Gets a little weight relief, perfectly drawn to get the run of the race, and I'm not yet convinced that a lot of those top-class fillies from last season, I don't think you can be sure they've all come back, or they've all come back as yet. So I think Speed of Dark's the best roughie.
All right, Steve, let's hope you're on the money. Thanks for your time once again.
Terrific, thanks, Sean. Looking forward to Saturday at Caulfield.
Alrighty, there we go. Steve Moran from Best Bets. You can find all of Steve's selections for Saturday's Caulfield meeting in this edition of Best Bets. Pick it up at your nearest newsagents. Stick with us for more news.